Head into Dollar Tree, grab some supplies. We are making some really fun fall DIYs. My name is Courtney. Let's get crafting. Grab some wood blocks for this project. These are 2x4s that have been cut down to 8 inches, 6 inches, and 4 inches. I took my sander and I did sand all of the edges along with the tops of each of these pumpkins. I wanted to take off those harsh lines, but I didn't sand the very bottom of the pumpkins. Now, I want these to have a distressed look, so I'm using one of these Dollar Tree paintbrushes. I absolutely love using these for this whole distressed painting. I feel like they just put the paint on the wood just perfectly. And so I'm just going to brush all of these with orange paint, not full coverage, but pretty close. Now for these pumpkins, I'll be using these 2 ribbons from Dollar Tree along with the burlap ribbon from Dollar Tree and these wood pieces from, you guessed it, Dollar Tree. Now for the stems, I started by stacking 2 of these and I thought 2 would look good, but I realized I needed to go ahead and do 3. So to put these together, I just used a little bit of hot glue to glue the 3 pieces of wood together and then some hot glue on the bottom to stick it on the top of the pumpkin. And I did that for all 3 of the pumpkins. Then taking the ribbon and the burlap ribbon and the raffia. I've got some raffia on the sidelines there. I cut it to about 6 inches and I fishtailed it just by folding the ribbon in half and then cutting kind of a triangle to make a fishtail. And then it was a matter of stacking it. So I took my ribbon, I stacked the brown burlap on top, and then I put some raffia. I turned it upside down and gave it a good knot. And then I just kind of messed with it to get it looking kind of, I don't know, willy-nilly, rustic, frilly, just kind of messy, I guess. And once I got the looking pretty good, I just had to put a little bit of hot glue on that, glue it to the base of the stem on each of the pumpkins, and then this project was good to go. We are going to be making a fall or autumn garland for this DIY. You can grab this free template or the autumn one down below in the description box, along with everything else in today's video. I found this fabric from Dollar Tree, so go check out their fabric and find a fall fabric that you like. There will be 2 ways that you can assemble this project. One will be using your sewing machine and one will be without. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your fall fabric and some orange felt along with these letters, and you want to start by cutting out all the letters exactly to their size. Then your fabric and your orange piece of felt need to be bigger than the letter. Give it about, I don't know, an inch and a half all the way around the letter. Just give it a good amount of space, maybe even 2 inches if you want to. As you can see here, there's plenty of space around that letter. You then want to take a heat erasable pen or some chalk if you have chalk, and you want to trace your letter directly onto the fabric. Now you want to grab yourself some polyfill, this is medium weight quilt batting. If you are going to do the sewing option, you want to cut your batting to the same size as your fabric and your felt. If you are going to do the non-sewing option, then what you want to do is grab those letter templates again, and you want to cut out the batting to be the exact same shape and size as your letters. So for my sewing friends, then you're just going to grab your piece of fabric and just sew straight on to those lines. And once that is done, then you're ready for the next step. So for my sewing friends, this is what it looks like once you pull it off the sewing machine. You want to take your iron and go ahead and iron it. Make sure all the strings are off. You want to get that heat erasable mark or pen off of your fabric. Then you want to grab some pinking shears. I'm using scalloped pinking shears. You can use the zigzag or whatever style you have. And you want to cut, you're just going to kind of freehand this cut about 1/4 inch off of the letter that you stitched, and you just want to cut all the way around all of the letters. Now, if you don't have a sewing machine, what you're going to do is you're going to glue your fabric to your batting to your felt. Make sure it is all glued together. Then what I'm going to do is again, same step. You're going to take your pinking shears, and once it's all dry, cut around your letter about 1/4 of an inch. And then if you have any little gaps or anything like that in the fabric or adhering, you can go in with a little bit of glue and seal it up. So you don't have to stitch this if you don't want to, but you want to leave that drawn letter on there so you know exactly where you need to cut to get your nice letter shape. And then all you have to do is just, again, press it with some heat, and then that letter will disappear as well. Here are all the letters cut out. Now we need to make some little tabs to be able to thread twine through it so that we can actually turn this into a garland. So I just cut some small pieces of orange felt. I just used hot glue to glue the end, and then I just glued it directly to the back of each of the letters. Then it came time to grab some twine and grab some wood beads. And I just strung up a bead, a letter, a bead, a letter, a bead, just kept doing that. And then I debated whether I wanted to turn those beads into tassels, like by wrapping them with yarn, or if I wanted to put tassels between the beads. So you definitely could do that. I kind of messed with it for a little bit, but then I decided I just wanted the focus to be on these really cute fall festive fabric letters, so I left it like that. This project, grab yourself some pipe cleaners. You're going to need orange and green. You want to start by, we're going to be making these tiny little pumpkins that would be great to vase fillers or just even to work into floral arrangements, wreaths, things like that. Grab something that you can wrap these around, and we want to do 3 of these orange pipe cleaner coils like this. All right, so there's one, and we're going to do a second one. And, oops, why did I do it like that? I don't know. 2. So just coil it and then kind of smush it together. And then we're gonna do 1 more. You can do 3 or 4, whichever your preference is on how bushy you want your pumpkin to be or how full it is. All right, so we're gonna do 3 to start, like this. Then we're going to take our green pipe cleaner, and what you want to do is you just want to feed it through your coils. So we're going to feed it through this one. We're going to feed it through this one, and then 1 more. Now that we've got that, you're going to take this green pipe cleaner, and what you want to do is kind of pull it into a circle like this. Then take one end of the pipe cleaner, and you're going to start feeding it through again, through that first coil right there, and into that second. And then I like to start, here's where the second one starts. I also like to pull it under this one. Then just kind of very gently give it a pull like that. And as you can see, now this, again, this is with 3, which does make a nice full pumpkin. You could definitely do 4 if you wanted to. Then once you've got that, you want to take your little green pieces and pull them down into the center of your little pumpkin like this. Okay, then we're just going to twist it, get it nice and tight. And as you can see, our little tiny pumpkin is taking shape. Here it is. Then you can do leaves. You could just do a stem. So for the leaves, usually I'll just kind of pinch it and then wrap it around. Make another little leaf on the other side. Like that. So you kind of have 2 little pinches, a pinch here and a pinch here, and then you just kind of pull that stem up. Do it on the other side actually. So the stem comes up in the middle. And then I just kind of wrap it around that middle piece. It's pretty forgiving. Okay, to finish off your pumpkin here, you can do a couple of things. You can wrap it with some of this green floral wire just to make it look a little more legit. Or even more legit, take some of this brown craft fall wire from Dollar Tree, or no, this is from Hobby Lobby. Who am I kidding? And then take it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a little tail like this, And then I'm just gonna take this wire, probably cut me off a piece here like that to make it easier. And I am just going to wrap it up this piece of pipe cleaner and try to cover it the best I can with this pipe cleaner, or with this brown wire, I mean. You don't want it too thick. You don't want the stem to look too weird. Okay, that's too much wire. Right there. And then I can snip off this green at the top. All right, so I've got a little stem going here. Okay, there's my stem. And then with this little thing, I'm gonna make it a little coil. So I'll use my trusty dusty awl. You guys know I love this stinking tool. Best thing ever. And you just curl it on there, or just curl it by hand. You don't have to use a tool to curl it. I'm just gonna twist it, and now I've made a little curly Q on it. And so now I've got this cute little orange pumpkin that you could definitely just use these as vase fillers, or like I said, you can make it into a tiny little garland with little tiny pennant flags. There's so many options for these, but they're so easy to make, and they're pretty cute, if I do say so myself. So that is how you make a pipe cleaner pumpkin. Grab yourself one of these 2 packs of wood plaques from Dollar Tree and pick which one you like. You'll also need some finishing nails along with the hammer. So I realized that it's probably been 4 years since I've done any type of string art on my channel. The last thing I did was this Houston skyline thing. So I thought I would do a pumpkin string art project. So I'm going to start by taking this piece of wood, and I'm going to take some brown wax and paint it with the brown wax. Now you want to pick your template. I've got this one singular pumpkin that you can grab down below in the description box, or the set of 3 that you see at the top of the screen. I'm using this one, and I just printed it on regular copy paper, and I'm using a little bit of painter's tape just to get it secured to my board. Then you want to take some finishing nails, very tiny little nails, and we're going to start hammering those on to our template. I like to start at the top, and what I do is I typically do like 1 or 2 nails to kind of figure out the distance that I want. So that's what I've done here. Then once I kind of figure out, okay, that's about how far I want to space them, then I just grab a pen and I start marking so that I know exactly where I want to put my nails and that it's all good to go. So if you want to get ready to screenshot this in just a second, and you'll see kind of where all my marks are on this pumpkin. And then you just go to town, trying not to hit your fingers. I typically will work from the top and go down, or left to right. You just want to make sure you're not working like from the outside in, because it will get very hard to hammer. So just make sure you're kind of aware of whether you're going top to bottom or left to right or right to left, whichever way you want to go. Again, make sure that you're not hammering all the way through. Once all of the nails are there, then all you have to do is just slowly pull that piece of paper up from the bottom, continue to slide it up those nails, and then yank it off, and then you're ready to go. Grab some orange yarn and start at the top. I like to tie a little bit of a knot there. And then this is where you just go and you start crisscrossing up and down. You just want to fill in the pumpkin. Don't worry about those lines. Don't worry about any of that yet. We're going to get that all fixed in a minute. But just fill it in as much as you want to. Crisscross all around. Just fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. Okay, now we've got this all filled in. Now what we need to do is we want to essentially outline it. And the way we are going to outline it is you're going to start at the top. Again, tie a knot. You're going to take that yarn, you're going to pull it to your next nail, going clockwise, wrap around that nail, then go down to the next one, clockwise, wrap around that nail, then go down to the next one, and you're going to keep doing that till you get to the bottom. Then same thing, pull up, wrap around that nail, go up, wrap around that nail, and what's that same row that you just did, if that makes sense. So we start, if you start all the way on the right, you're going to go all the way down, then you're going to go all the way back up that same row, and what you'll end up making are like these little chain looking things, and that's how you can outline your string art. That's a wrap on today's video. Let me know down below which one of these projects was your favorite or which one that you think you might tackle first. Also, let me know this. What is one of your favorite fall traditions? One of mine is going to all the different fall festivals and markets. I absolutely love to do that. I cannot wait for that season to start. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Here are some more videos you might want to check out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!